The Anambra 2025 governorship election is one for the books, and it's unfolding right now as we speak. The atmosphere is thick with tension and excitement, and the news coming in is coming fast. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has been working around the clock to ensure that the results are accurate and delivered in a timely manner. So far, we've seen voters turn out in numbers, and the process is steadily moving along. As the final results are being announced, the eyes of the nation and even the world are on Anambra. This election is more than just about choosing a new governor. It's about reaffirming Nigeria's democracy and proving that elections can be free and fair. If you're following closely, you'll know that INEC has been updating us with results from the different local government areas, LGAs. In places like Awka North and Dunukofia, we're seeing the numbers trickle in, with APJ, All Progressives Grand Alliance, leading in many areas, followed closely by APC, All Progressives Congress. The results in these areas have already sparked discussions, and it's clear that we're witnessing a battle between the major political parties. As of now, APJ is still holding its ground, but it's not over yet. The final tally, once all votes are counted, will decide who takes the top office in Anambra for the next 4 years, and trust me, this is going to be a close one. As we wait for the final count, let's talk about what's happening in the streets. There's been a lot of buzz about the way this election is going. Voters seem to be engaged, showing up in large numbers, but it's not just about the numbers. People are paying attention to how the process is going down. The BVAS, Bimodal Voter Accreditation System, is working, and ballots are being cast and counted with relative smoothness. The public confidence in the process is growing, and that's something we haven't always seen in the past. There's been a sense of trust in the system that we can all be proud of. Now, not everything has been perfect. There have been reports of a few hiccups, mainly vote-buying allegations in some parts of the state. While some of these claims are still being investigated, it's worth noting that these accusations have been part of almost every election in Nigeria. It's unfortunate, but it's not a shocker. INEC is aware of this, and they've promised to investigate any malpractice thoroughly. But on the bright side, in many areas, the election has been largely peaceful, and voters have been allowed to freely choose who they want to lead them. Security has been tight, with both the police and other security agencies on the ground. Aerial patrols, checkpoints, and even roadblocks have been put in place to ensure that there's no unrest. The government is doing what it can to ensure that the voting process is safe for everyone involved, and it seems to be working. From the looks of it, the people of Anambra are taking this election seriously, and they're not letting anything distract them from their duty to vote. As the day progresses, we're seeing more and more results coming in from the different LGAs. It's clear that the race is heating up. People are staying glued to their screens, waiting to see who will emerge victorious. Will Soludo, the incumbent, hold on to power, or will the challengers take the crown? APJ is still leading, but remember, anything can happen in the final stretch. The final results are expected to be released shortly, but there's always that sense of suspense when it comes to elections. This is Nigeria, after all, and you never really know what will happen until the final announcement. But no matter the outcome, what's clear is that the people of Anambra have made their voices heard. This election is a testament to the resilience and spirit of the Nigerian electorate, who have stood firm in their desire to see their democracy thrive. Now, we can't talk about the election without mentioning the aftermath. Once the final winner is declared, the next step will be the transition. What's going to happen next? How will the new governor tackle the issues facing Anambra? Will there be a smooth handover of power, or will we see the usual political drama that tends to follow elections? The key is how well the transition is handled and how quickly the new leadership can settle into the role of governing. The winner, whoever it may be, will have a lot of work ahead of them. Anambra has its fair share of challenges, from infrastructure to security, education to healthcare. The people will be expecting action, and they won't be patient. There's also the matter of voter turnout. While the numbers from the polling stations are promising, there's still that ever-present question: how many people are really participating in this process? not just about showing up on election day. It's about staying engaged throughout the entire process. Before, during, and after the elections. The youth in particular have been active during this election cycle, and that's encouraging. For years, the youth vote has been something of a mystery. But this time it seems like more young people are stepping up, making their voices heard, and demanding accountability. That's exactly what Nigeria needs. A politically active, engaged citizenry that holds its leaders to account. So, what happens next? As the final results come in, we'll continue to see what unfolds. The winner will be crowned, but the real work will begin the next day. This election is about more than just the outcome. It's about setting the stage for a brighter, more hopeful future for Anambra and for Nigeria as a whole. The future of this state depends on what the new leadership can do with the mandate they've been given. And if we've learned anything from the past, it's that leadership matters. All right, let's pick up right where we left off. As the day progresses, the energy around the election results intensifies. People are glued to their screens, refreshing every update, anxiously waiting for confirmation on who will be the next leader of Anambra. It's a tense atmosphere, especially for those who have invested so much into the campaign of their chosen candidate. Whether you're in support of the incumbent, Soludo, or one of the challengers, this is the moment of truth. But beyond the numbers, beyond the political drama, what's really at stake here is the future of Anambra. The next governor will have the responsibility of managing a state with vast resources, potential, but also challenges. Infrastructure, security, education, and health, these are the core issues that will shape the mandate of whoever emerges victorious. The election results, when finally confirmed, will not be the end of the story. In fact, they'll be just the beginning. The real work starts after the dust settles and the transition takes place. It's not just about who wins, but about how the people of Anambra will feel about the process in the aftermath. Will there be acceptance, or will we see divisions grow, as has happened in previous elections? There's a question here that we all need to reflect on. What does this election really mean for the average person on the street in Anambra? Sure, it's about leadership, governance, and all the big picture ideas, but it's also about day-to-day life. The new governor will need to focus on improving the lives of everyday people, providing jobs, improving education, ensuring access to healthcare. These are the real concerns, and whoever wins will be judged on how well they meet those needs. And it's not just about Anambra. This election is a reflection of the broader Nigerian political landscapes. What we're seeing here can be a model for other states, where elections are still contested, and the process is sometimes filled with doubt. If this election can be run smoothly, with transparency and credibility, it will inspire confidence in the entire system. That's something we desperately need across the nation. And if it's marred by controversy, it will only fuel further doubts about our democracy. As the final results roll in, it's not just about the parties and the candidates, it's about the entire political system in Nigeria. People are paying attention. International observers, local monitors, and the people themselves are watching to see whether this election can stand as a shining example of democracy in action. And while we wait for the final announcement, let's talk about what happens when results are declared. Historically, elections in Nigeria have often led to protests, especially when there's a perception of foul play. Will we see that again? Or will we see a peaceful transition of power? It's hard to say, but one thing is clear. The people of Anambra are determined to have their voices heard, and they expect the process to be fair and transparent. For those of you watching, this is a reminder that your voice matters. Whether you're in Anambra or elsewhere, the act of voting is one of the most powerful tools you have to shape your future. It's not just about choosing a candidate, it's about shaping your destiny. Every vote counts, and if we all stay engaged, if we all hold our leaders accountable, we can help build the Nigeria we all want to see. So, as we await the final results, let's take a moment to reflect on the importance of this election, not just for Anambra, but for all of Nigeria. We're witnessing a defining moment in our democratic journey, and it's up to all of us to ensure that it's a moment we can be proud of. The final results will come soon, and when they do, it will be time for the people to either celebrate or rally behind a new vision for the future. Let's hope that whichever way it goes, the process remains peaceful, transparent, and most importantly, fair. Now that we've touched on the key aspects, feel free to let me know if you'd like me to continue with more details or shift the focus. Stay tuned though, because as the results come in, we'll be here to keep you updated on everything happening live. The drama, the excitement, the celebrations, it's all part of what makes an election like this one so captivating. So stay with us, hit that like button, and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss a single moment. I'll be right here giving you all the details as they happen, and as always, keep the conversation going in the comments. What do you think about the election process so far? Who do you think is going to win? Let's talk about it. Thanks for joining me today, and don't forget to stay informed. Democracy is a process, and we're all a part of it. Let's continue to make our voices heard. Like, share, and subscribe for more updates, and let's keep this conversation going.